ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you very much for giving me the honor to present my storytelling. I'm Aziizu Reina Herdifa from SMA Daarut Tauhiid boarding school Putri, presenting Becoming the Main Character. Let me begin the story. A beautiful girl named Berry woke up in an elegant and fancy room, surrounded by maids. Demoiselle Giselle is waking up, said the maid. Berry was confused. Where she was, what they were talking about. The doctor said it would have been normal if she forgot her identity because her head hit a rock. In fact, she could have been in a long coma. I need a mirror. Please bring me a mirror. The headmaid came and brought Berry a mirror. She was looking at the reflection in the mirror. It was not her face. Then she remembered. Aha! She was sleeping in her cozy bed after finished reading a novel about a fantasy kingdom. She now remembered Giselle Haveroff, one of the protagonists of the story, and the only daughter of the Grand Duke of this kingdom, Jefferson Haveroff. Giselle ended up being a servant in nowhere. She tried to digest what happened and wondered, is it possible to move to the other universe? And why? The next day, she explored her fancy mansion. She entered a large garden flower. Her eyes sparkled with joy when she saw the pink glossy flower. She knew that it was Catalina, the enchanted flower. I can grant sincere wishes, the maid said. Giselle prayed sincerely in her heart. I wish I could live freely, not as a protagonist with a tragic life, but as the main character with the happy ending. The days passed. Berry tried her best being a good character. She tried to help the maids cooking for dinner, for it was Berry's best time in the old days. And the maids agreed that Giselle was gifted in cookery, and that her meals were most delicious. Giselle also lent her hand to help the gardener to aiding in the tidying and adornment of the garden, and she did so with a glad heart. All the people in the castle were astonished. Since she woke up from her coma, Giselle's spoiled and arrogant attitude suddenly changed. She became more sweet and lovely now. The next day, she received an invitation from the royal family. She was invited to the selection of candidates for the crown princess. Yes, the prince's future wife. She immediately began preparing herself for the party with the help of her personal maid. Giselle was determined to change the course of her story at tonight's party. The party where the tragedy began, where she, as Giselle, ended up being a servant in nowhere. Upon arriving at the palace, Giselle behaved very gracefully and kindly. She tried to be nice in order to avoid the disaster that would occur in this novel, namely Giselle pushing Lady Diana, which was slender that Diana had set up. Her eyes searching for Diana. She had to keep her distance from her. While searching for Diana, she was unaware that someone had been watching her from afar. Guess who? It was Prince William, the crown prince himself. Undeniable, Giselle's beauty was beyond comparison. And now, with her manner softened into grace and kindness, perhaps that's why Prince William couldn't take his eyes off her. But suddenly, from the midst of the grand ballroom came a commotion. It was Diana who had shattered the serene atmosphere of the evening. She was quarreling with another lady over something most trivial, a serving of a strawberry shortcake among the many dishes laid out. Diana struck away the plate from the other lady's hand, and thus a dispute broke out between them. Giselle, witnessing the scene, immediately stepped forward to intervene, striving to keep the two ladies from disgracing themselves further over such a petty matter. Giselle, who initially only intended to break up the fight, was blamed by Lady Diana. Diana accused her of being pretentious and acting smart. Giselle fell silent, trying to hold back her emotion, and without them realizing it, step by step, Giselle was led to the edge of the ballroom balcony. Giselle almost lost her balance. However, in one swift movement, Diana split them both around so that their positions were reversed. Now it was Diana who was standing on the edge of the balcony. Diana smiled slyly just before she shouted, "Don't do this, Giselle! Save me!" and let her body hang halfway, almost falling. Giselle froze. In the novel, after Diana fell, she would be accused of pushing Lady Diana and hated by everyone, even her parents. She would be expelled from the kingdom, struggle to survive, and end up as a servant. No one defended her, and the people only saw Diana fall, and Giselle's hands that looked like she was pushing her, when in fact she was trying to grab Diana's hand. Are all her efforts in vain? Why doesn't her fate change? Will this be the end? From a distance, Prince William, who had been watching but was surrounded by princesses that were seeking attention, finally ended the conversation. He walked quickly, pushing through the crowd, and managed to reach them just before Diana threw herself off. He lifted Diana back to the balcony. "Kiss this instant! Your conduct is utterly disgraceful," Prince William declared, his voice resounding across the hall. "This evening's gathering is hereby dismissed." Thus, Prince William left the ballroom, gently leading Giselle away from the chaos. Once they had reached a quieter, verdant corner of the palace gardens, the two took their seats upon a stone bench amidst the royal grounds. "Milady," Prince William said softly, "I apologize for bringing you here so suddenly. I might think you might need a moment of peace to breathe the fresh air and compose your heart." With that, he draped his mantle over Giselle's shoulder. "No need to be sorry, Your Highness. I am deeply honored by your graciousness in bringing me to this place. And this mantle, thank you so much, Your Highness." The fair cheeks of Giselle flushed in rosy glow graced by the gentle favor of the Crown Prince. After that night, the Crown Prince often sent Giselle's letters and precious gifts. Though bound by his royal duties, he would still graciously make time to visit her home. From this gentle gesture, love blossomed between them. Before long, the prince asked for her hand, and Giselle was crowned as the crown princess. No longer a servant, now she's the crown princess. And she lived happily, not only because she was the princess crown, but because she was determined to become a good person. And that's how Giselle changed her destiny. The end. Thank you so much!